Hi, it's Jane with ScrapTasticyarns with another set of shout-outs for you for the month of April. This will be the last one for April. The rest of them, next one will be in May. May is getting here soon. Cruise is coming. Alright, the first channel is the Crochet Gateway. This is, and I never did find a name, it's where you're going to follow this young lady's crochet journey of starting a business, doing something that I love with all the ups and downs it brings. She started to crochet in 2019 and hasn't stopped since. So, check her out. Then we have Buffy Ann Crochet. Buffy shows us her makes, beautiful makes. That's all I can tell you. Then we have Crochet Knit Love by Jo. This is a Yarn Addicts podcast. She crochets, knits, dabbles with yarn dyeing. This podcast is to get a little bit of her yarn life. Generally, you can find her all kinds of places, not only on Instagram as Crochet Knit Love by Jo, but she also sells her yarn on eBay under Winnie's Yarn, as in Winnie the Pooh, Winnies. Then we have Uniquely Done. This is Linda Gray. She shows us her makes as well. Now this next young lady is JX Stitch W. Jay is a 19-year-old leftist place to put all her cross-stitch progress in pieces. She does quite a few other things. She identifies as she and her and as a Black Lives member. Then we have Kathy, aka Crazy Knitting Nana. She is a wife, mom, mom-in-law, and Nana, and she loves to knit and spend time with her family and friends. Our next channel is Emma Grable. This is a teen crochet artist who loves designing, creating different patterns and creations, and she also has her own website. Creating means so much to me. Creating new things has been a part of my life since she was little. However, crochet was just introduced to me by YouTube about 6 months ago. She just started knitting. Personally, crocheting is her thing, but she wants to have you help support her small business, and I think she's going to go very well. She is also posting quite a few times encouraged sayings, affirmations, as well as some verses and Bible studies as well. So check her out. Then we have Camelot Fabrics. This is Gloria. She does a lot of how-to videos where sewing and quilting are. So, then we have Mary Mabel Market Quilting. This is the spot for arts, crafts, and quilting. And she wants to help you create a beautiful life, and there are some beautiful things there. Then we have It's Not Knit. This is Corinna Marie. She's had the channel since 2013, but mostly used it as a viewer. So around 2022, she started uploading tutorials, and she enjoys every minute of it. So please check out her tutorials. Then we have The Fat Lady Knits and Knitting. She uses a lot of knitting machine as well. Could not find her name anywhere, so I guess she just goes by the handle The Fat Lady Knits. Then we have Roots and Wings Boutique. This is crocheting fashion from Quality Yarn. She also has a website where you can find her creations, those kind of things, and purchase them. Then we have Brianna Lentz. This is where she uploads floss tube videos as well as sewing tutorials, crochet, knitting pattern reviews, instructional craft videos of all kinds. So she hopes that you will stay and check out a lot of her free sewing and crochet patterns as well as cross-stitch finishing details. Check her out. She also shares her life where she lives in Oklahoma. Then we have Knits and Giggles. This is Alicia. She knits, crochets, and sews. Then we have the Spoony Stitcher. This is Shannon. She says, I am a spoonie. And a spoonie is a person with a chronic illness or rare disease. But that doesn't mean you have to watch the channel. She loves to crochet and talk about yarn. She shares tips, tricks, and just have a plain old good time. And I think you will enjoy Shannon's channel. Then we have Linda's Creative Boutique. This young lady does a lot of crafting tips, techniques, and tutorials on how to create different projects using various supplies, materials, and mediums. Also, from time to time, she does DIY projects and repurposes certain items. Although paper crafting is one of her specialties, you'll also learn how to craft using the Silhouette and Cricut software, along with die cutting equipment and a whole lot more. Then we have Woodshed Theory Claire, and she crochets. Claire, you're going to find the awkward ramblings of an adult autistic young lady. I love being creative and sharing my experiences with you. You're also going to see DIYs, discussions, and bunnies on your feed. Who doesn't love bunnies? Claire has a thing where she comes out onto her front porch with a cup of coffee, has discussions with you, and I really enjoy those. Then we have Mama Project. Mama Project is a channel tutorial based around bag making, DIY bags, and bag tutorials. So you're going to see a lot of those tutorials for beginners and anyone who loves sewing bags. Then we have Crazy Quilting Crafts with Goddess Isak. It says, peace to my beloved craft addicts. Most of you know me by Isak, the homesteader. I decided to create another channel to inspire you guys to dig deep down for your creative essence. I love to create, and this channel is consisting of showing and telling, sewing, crochet, knitting, projects, DIYs, tutorials, fabric, yarn hauls, notions, and a whole lot more. This next channel is extremely interesting if you like history. It is early American, and they follow the daily lives of Ron and Justine as they meander through the 1820s in Missouri. And I do mean meander through. You are going to see things that they do that they would have lived as they did in the 1820s, including recipes, some fantastic casseroles, dishes, those kind of things, using some very old methods of cooking. I sure am glad we don't have to do it that way anymore. Took all day to cook dinner. Then we have MG Crafts and More. This is Monica. This channel is about all things crafty, from vinyl projects to sublimation, glitter tumblers, t-shirts, and everything in between. She does it all. So join her for some crafting fun and learning along the way. She does a lot of other things too, so check her out. Then we have Useful and Easy. This is Arpita, the creator behind the Useful and Easy channel. It is about handmade beads, jewelry, where you can find different kinds of bead jewelry tutorials like DIY jewelry, pearl jewelry, seed beads, easy step-by-step tutorials on making bracelets, necklaces, finger rings, earrings, bangles, and as well as beaded sari edging. It's beautiful. Jewelry making is not my business, it's a hobby. Her channel is for educational purposes only. What she made in a whole year, she donates her jewelries to an NGO. They donate these to the poor and needy persons. So, she has a very altruistic message throughout this channel. So I hope you will check her out. And if you're into beading, you're going to learn a lot of new techniques. Then we have Cherry Fisher. Cherry is born and lives in Fairhaven, Michigan. She has been sewing since she was a child through her local 4-H. and it's been a hobby ever since. She has been doing a lot of foundation piecing since early 2021, something she's always been interested in, but a little intimidated by. I'm very intimidated by paper piecing. And as she puts it, it's a lot easier than she anticipated. So she's really expanded her knowledge around that, and she's left-handed as well. So she has to figure out the things that work for her, because most are right-handed when you see these. So you're going to watch a lot of things with her that are going to be left-handed. She's going to show you how she transfers that and does that. And, you know, for us right-handed people, when we're watching someone left-handed, it's confusing to us to see how they do that left-handed. So I can imagine it's just as confusing for her seeing us as right-handed. So I hope you'll check her out. She has a very interesting channel. Then we have Crafty Jennybug. She is a self-proclaimed craft junkie. She likes to do all kinds of crafts, and decided to start filming that for the enjoyment of others. So check her out. Then we have Lost My Thread. This is Teresa. She has been sewing since 1998 and has become pretty much obsessed with it since 2019. She discovered sewing podcasts, sewing YouTube, and sewing Instagram. She stopped buying ready-to-wear clothes at that time and began sewing completely handmade wardrobes. So she is going to show you how to do those things. She's also going to talk about her sewing plans, things she's made, tutorials, sewing tips, and pattern reviews. And she also created the Clash of the Patterns series, where I compared different sewing patterns for the same garment. And who doesn't look forward to something like that? Well, I guess if you're not a sewist, you wouldn't. Then we have Knit Ink. This is Natasha and Petra. It is a mother and daughter duo who love all things knitting and hand lettering. So they talk about all kinds of fibers such as yarn, wool, linen, cotton, alpaca. You know, they love all the fabric. Or all the fiber. Who doesn't? Then we have Two Strands. This is a sewing and patchwork channel. You're going to find tutorials and demonstrations on how to create beautiful functional items using a variety of sewing techniques, from quilts, bags, to garments that are made from even recycled fabric scraps. She dedicates a lot of sharing her love of sewing and as well as repurposing materials. In addition to traditional sewing techniques, she also shows you quite a few creative sewing techniques and tricks to help you get the most out of your project. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced sewist, you're going to find a lot of inspiration there, and it will also challenge you. And as she says, let's get sewing. Then we have Kelly Renee Every Day. This channel is Kelly's teaching us the art of crochet from beginner crafters and inspiring them to create one-of-a-kind handmade items like hats, scarves, mittens, washcloths, scrubbies, and gifts. You're also going to learn the language of crochet, stitches, and how to read a crochet pattern. She loves to teach, and she also enjoys the passion of taking raw skein of yarn, turning it into a beautiful one-of-a-kind item that is useful and pretty. Then we have the Quilted Forest. This is a quilt shop in Forest City, Iowa. They are a full-service fabric store selling fabrics, patterns, books. They also teach you a lot of machine quilting and binding services. And, yeah. They do this, so they've started this channel so that they can put all their videos into one spot. And it's very helpful for all of us who do that kind of thing as well, because there's a lot of techniques that you learn from others that you don't think anyone's ever done before. All right, that is it for today's shout-outs. As always, be kind to one another, love one another, and get out there and see this big, beautiful world we live in. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.